Before I start this video, I just want to do a quick little fit check. Okay. Of course, we got the yellow tank, yellow crop top. I know my fashion vocabulary, I promise. Yellow crop top, of course, my favorite color, gelb, meine Lieblingsfarbe. Had my jean jacket over it like this, so I didn't look like, you know, naked, even though I'm not naked. Alright, sorry for that little mom and dad right there, but today I'm going to be talking about, of course, how I learned German on my own for almost 2 years. Not full 2 years, but almost 2 years. Okay, anyways, so I started learning German my sophomore year of high school. I tried in 6th grade, but it didn't work. But anyways, I basically started sophomore year of high school. Don't count 6th grade. So when I first started out, I downloaded Duolingo. I know a lot of people bash on Duolingo because it's like, you can't just use Duolingo. But that's just one of the things I used was Duolingo. And honestly, it's really good for starting out. Like, it gives you good vocab, it introduces you really well. So yeah, I did that. And I didn't just solely rely on Duolingo. I had this notebook where every new word that came up when I would start a new lesson with new vocab, I would get out my notebook and I would write down every single word and the translation. Because when you write things down, it sticks in your head better. Scientifically proven. I don't know, but does help. Trust me, I did it. The next thing I also did, this is also really at first. Later on, I'll talk about what I did more when I was more intermediate. But, so, next we have YouTube and Netflix. Of course you need listening practice when you do Duolingo because Duolingo doesn't really give you that. It gives you vocab and like sentences. So, YouTube and Netflix. There was this one account, HelloTalk, that I would put on every night before I went to sleep, and I would just watch a video until I fell asleep. I'd watch a couple until I like passed out. It's really good because, you know, I'm not on my phone on social media and then falling asleep that way. Like, I'm listening to German before I fall asleep. Good method. Yeah, so I would do that. And also, there are these videos called Nico's Weg. They're really good. They have from A1 to C2 levels, or C1. I'm not sure. They start at A1. So I would watch those. And I would go back every couple months or so and then watch them and see how much more I understood. I think I only got up to the B1 though. I didn't start the B2 yet, but I should do that now. Anyway, so there's Nico's Weg and also Deutsche Welle. This is a really good company for German learning, and they have a lot of videos on YouTube, and they have an Instagram account as well. Yeah, so I would just find listening practice on YouTube, and then on Netflix you can look up like German language TV and movies. So I'd do that, and I would watch some stuff, or at least try put on the English, not the English subtitles. Well, at first I would put on the English subtitles, and then once I was good enough I would put on German subtitles. Like, I watched How to Sell Drugs Online Fast. I watched that one in German with German subtitles. That was the first one I watched in all German, like with subtitles though. It was awesome. And I understood it. I understood what was happening. It was so cool. Next, I have Instagram. This is actually really important because one of the most important things you can do when learning a language is just expose yourself everywhere you can. And so if you're always on, not always, but like social media is a huge thing nowadays, so take advantage of it. When you go on Instagram, don't just be looking at your friends' posts or, you know, influencers, take advantage of that and follow German learning accounts. Or like what I do, I followed German learning accounts, and I followed German motivation accounts, like quotes in German that were motivational. So I did that, and that is very helpful, because then you can like also see the comments of everyone else, and they're in German, and it exposes, it's really good. Oh my god, it's so helpful because you can see how people actually talk. It's not just the formal way a language learning app would teach you or in school. Like, you're actually immersed into it. So, and you can like even comment as well and start commenting with others in German. It's really good. Then next, Google Docs. Not Google Docs itself, but so I had the notebook where I would write down all the German words, but I started this Google Doc, and I started writing down all of the new vocab on there, or typing it, and then once I would get home, or whenever I had the notebook again, I would look at that and then write them down. So actually write them down in the notebook. And I didn't just have vocab on there, I also like wrote out a paragraph in German when I first started the document, and then like 6 months later or whatever, I went and rewrote the paragraph, and it's so cool because you can see your progress with time, and it's a great motivator, because you're like, wow, I really didn't know that then, and I know that now, and it's only been this amount of time. It's crazy. But I also wrote down resources for like different TV shows or movies, or tips for learning languages. And then I also, with all the new vocab, honestly, this is where the Google Doc might be better than writing things down, even though it sticks in your mind better. I color-coded every different word with like, I forget what the colors were. I think there was red and green and I don't know. There's different colors, and I had one like, I don't know this word at all yet. And this one's like, I know it a little bit but still need practice. And then the last color was, I know it completely. So then I highlighted each word, and I could see which one I need to practice and which ones I already know. And like, the more you go down and fill out more words, it's cool because you can also go back and look like, oh, I know this word now, or like, oh, I forgot that one even though I used to completely know it. So that Google Doc was one of the greatest things, let me tell you. Just, I had everything on there. That was like my German center. It was crazy. Next, I have books. Not like actual books in German, but German learning books. Like, let me show you. So I would just look up on Amazon like German B1 book or something, whatever level I was at the time. I think I started it when I was B1, so I would look up that. And you know, they got good options. So it's really nice because when you're learning a language, you want to be able to understand about like 70%, I think, is the recommended amount. Forgetting English. So if you like immerse yourself in an actual fluent level when you're not ready, it's not going to be helpful. So that's why this is so important. Like, it has chapters, then at the end it has questions, then vocab words. Like, it's so good. And I honestly haven't worked on this one that much. That's why I really haven't highlighted anything. But I have another German book, and I actually like highlighted stuff in it, like the word. I highlighted every new word, even if I could tell what it was. I highlighted it still, and You learn really good that way. And then it's like a physical book, so you can read it later and then see how much you understand then. It's literally it's so great having all these things to look back on and be like, wow, I've really come this far. Let me just say that. Yeah, so that's books, that's reading. So we have listening so far, reading so far, and kind of writing with like writing down the words. And then next, one of my favorite ones, this app is called HelloTalk, and it is so amazing. I cannot stress this enough. The app lets you talk to native speakers of the language you're learning who are also learning your native language. Or like someone that speaks a different language that's also learning your target language. Or someone from the same country as you that's also learning your language. Like, everyone just helps each other and it's great. So here's like all the texts. Oh my god. I kind of have a lot of messages right now because I haven't been on it that long. But they also have this section where you can write posts about any questions you have. So here we have empfehlen, which is recommendations, or to recommend, like recommendations. And then lernen, and then near you. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, so you can, if you're ever confused, this app is great when you're learning, when you're solo learning, when you're self-teaching yourself a language, because you can, when you're confused about something, like Duolingo doesn't teach you the grammar. If you're confused on grammar, you can write a quick post, and then a bunch of native speakers will, like, tell you and help you. And then you won't be confused anymore. You'll be like, I got this. But also, there's also an option to correct people on here. So if you make a mistake, people can just use the button and correct you. Like, they don't even have to send a text. It's so great. It is really great. That, oh my god, one of the best things. My last point, this sounds so funny, but I would just film videos of myself talking. Like, once I reached the level that I could express myself like that, I would do it. I just film myself talking about what I did that day, or, you know, something I want to talk about, something I want to do. And I would also talk to my dog in German. Like, just speak whenever you can, even if there's no one to speak to, if that makes sense. Because speaking practice is still speaking practice. Like, gotta practice somehow, even if no one's there to help you. It's still really, really important, because when you self-teach yourself a language, the hardest part about it is getting that speaking practice. Okay, and after all of these different methods, I'm not trying to brag, but I placed into German 3 honors after not even a full 2 years of learning on my own, and, you know, obstacles along the way that made it hard for me to improve. My teacher told me that I could have been placed in AP, but no one in my school has ever done that before. So that means that these tips are so effective. So just start learning a language on your own. Don't listen to everyone when they say, oh, learning a language is so hard. Like, oh my god, German is impossible to learn. That's not the right mindset. Gotta have a good mindset. That's what I'm telling you. That's what the most important thing is. Alright, so those are all my tips for self-learning language. Learning language on your own. I hope this helps. If you're currently learning a language on your own, keep it up. I know it's very hard at times, but keep it up, you got this. And if you're about to learn language on your own, or you want to, Start right now. Once you're done watching this, go and start. It's crazy to think that I've gotten this far. That's all I gotta say.